Hello everyone. So today we are going to build a website directly using our phone. So this is an experiment to see if we can build websites using phone. And the two tools which we are going to use is first is TagBlitz, which has a good editor in which you can do all sorts of editing for websites in phone directly. And then we are going to use Microsoft Copilot to generate our code because it is a tad bit difficult to write all the code on mobile. So we are going to use code generators to generate the code for us, and then we are going to make the changes on our phone. So with that in mind, let's start off with the video for the day. So we are on StackBlitz website and we are going to create a new, and we are going to use React JavaScript project. So let's create that. So this will create an editor for us, and as you can see we have an app.js and the files are present on the left. Next thing that we are going to do is we are going to go to Microsoft Copilot, and this is the prompt which I asked. So I asked Copilot to create a code for analog clock using React.js, and this is what the code it generated. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to understand analog clock code. Before that, we'll copy the code for analog clock.js, come back to StackBlitz and create a new file which is called as analog clock.js, hit enter, then open the analog clock.js file and paste the entire code. So it takes some time for the code to get pasted on StackBlitz, but once it's done it will show the code for us. So let's wait for a while for the analog clock to get pasted. Once it is done, we can click on the Prettier to format the document. As you can see, we have the entire code. Let's try to understand this code line by line. First we have the use state and use effect code imported on line number 2. Then we have the analog clock.css file which we will see in some time. In the analog clock we have a time variable which is a state variable, and it is first initially set to new date, so this will take the current time. Then we have a use effect hook in the line number 8, and we have an interval which is getting updated every second. So every second the time will get updated using this use effect hook, and we are returning the clear interval so that the interval gets cleared when the component is unmounted. Then we have the hours clock which is in which we are getting the time in hours. So we don't need the modulo 12, so let's remove that and we'll get time.getHours. Then we have the minutes using time.getMinutes and time.getSeconds using the seconds function. And then we have the hour angle. So basically this is the formula to calculate the angle of the analog clock for hour. So it is hour start 30 plus minute divided by half. Then minute angle, which is minutes divided by 6, and seconds multiplied by 0.1, so they are added, and seconds angle is simply seconds star 6. So this is basically the formula to generate the angle for the clock. Then we have the clock itself. So we have the clock face. We don't need to transform the clock face, so let's remove the style from the clock face. Then we have the hand hour, the hand minute and hand seconds, which are rotated based on the hour, second and minute angles. So that's the overall code for analog clock. Then let's go back to the Microsoft Copilot and copy the CSS for the clock. So this is the entire CSS. Let's come back to analog clock.js and create a new file. So let's go back to the file editor, then click on the src, then create new file. This file name will be analog clock.css, hit enter, then paste the entire analog clock.css file that you just copied from Copilot. So this is the file getting pasted. Once it is pasted, again click on Prettier to format the document, and this is what we get. Now we need to import the analog clock.js in the app.js file. So come back to app.js file and click import React. Then we will write import analog clock from in quotes / analog clock.js. Then we don't need the hello and stuff, so let's remove that, and here we will write analog clock and hit save. Now let's check out the preview. Now as you can see, the preview is a little bit not up to the mark, so we need to make some changes in our CSS. So I found these changes after tinkering around a bit. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to set the transform origin to 0% and this one also to 0%. So these are a little bit quirks which we find in the AI generated code which we need to fix. Then we come back to the editor and remove the transition section as well. Hit save, then come back to preview section. Now the center is not aligned, so for that we will have to fix some more things. So we remove the rotate as well in hour and in minute as well. Hit save, come back to preview. Now the center is not properly aligned, as you can see. So let's go to the editor section. Yeah, we need to add a div here. So let's add a div with class name clock container. Now let's close the div and close it here as well. Hit save, go back to preview and check. Now the clock container should have position relative property, so we'll write dot clock container position set to relative, then hit save. And as you can see, the analog clock is working properly now. Now the issue is the current time is 7:30, 5:35, and as you can see the clock is not like showing the right time. So for that what we need to do is, in the analog clock we need to transform, rotate and rotate by 180 degrees. Hit save, go back to preview. Okay, it should be inverted. Okay, not rotate 3D, just rotate. And now as you can see we have the analog clock working properly. So the time is 5:36 and it is showing properly. You can tinker around a little bit and update the analog clock so that it can show it in a much better manner, but this is how you can build an analog clock in React using ChatGPT and StackGrids and then publish it anywhere that you want. So that's it from my end for today. Thank you and have a nice day. Goodbye. If you like the video, then hit the like button, comment on the video and subscribe to the channel for more such videos in future.